real nigga type. I knew it was gonna be a problem, but on my daughter, I never let the nigga say I got him. So I cock back, click clack, put one up in the hole. Headed one more to the chopstick, I'm ready to go.
What's up? What's up? What's poppin', man? It's Snake Dog 916 coming at you live from Sacramento, man. And today, I'm not even gonna get into the long intro. Y'all know what to do. If you like what you see, tell me about it below, man. So today we're gonna get right into this interview, man. Man, what they call you? Where you from, bruh?
Well, my name's Josh. They call me Death, Lockdown, 23-1, whichever one you want to call it. I've been called many names. Sometimes different establishments in the system, I'm called something else. You know, just depends.
Yeah. So,
my name's Josh, man. Yeah.
A lot of people know who you are, but a lot of people don't know what you've been through, man. And I'm interested in the story, and I'm sure a lot of my subscribers are into this story. I mentioned a little bit about the interview, and people been hitting me back to back, like, "Where's the Josh interview? Where's the Josh interview?" So, man. I mean, let's get right into it, man. How'd you grow up in a? I mean, I'm sorry. Did you say where you was from?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna tell you that. First off, man, appreciate you having me on, and I'll tell you what, this is a good little change of pace, man. You know, I don't never, as you know, and a lot of people probably don't know, I do interviews on my channel as well, so it's very, you know, I've probably only been interviewed once so far, 2 years of doing this, but it is cool, man. I appreciate you having me.
You for doing it for me.
And
I appreciate it.
We got a little bit of a delay, so I apologize if I'm cutting you off, man.
Okay.
So let's start off from the beginning. I guess I'm from Virginia. I grew up, well, I was born out in Newport News. Grew up most of my time in Chesapeake, area called Indian River, near South Norfolk. Virginia Beach. Virginia is where I reside now. So,
right.
But everything started kicking off in my life probably in Chesapeake around the Indian River area for anyone that might know that location.
All right. So, I mean, what was your upbringing like, man? Like, how'd you come up? Like, what was your family life like? Whatever you're trying to share as a kid.
Broke is a joke, man. You know how it is. Broke is a joke. Eating ramen noodles before I ever went to the pen. You know, it was just a rough life growing up. I mean, my family always had enough money to pay the bills sometimes. That was about it, man. You know, just tried to guide me in the right direction the best they could.
Right.
And they were great parents. I had great parents. That's one thing I can't say about them, man. Like,
right.
The love we have in this family is 100, you know, and my parents right now, to this day, besides my wife, are my best friends, you know. So it ain't the uprising, you know, the upbringing. It was more about the appetite for wanting physical things, and we didn't have the money for it. So that's pretty much where my path of destruction began, was wanting the cool shit in life, you know?
Wanting to go out there and get it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I don't, like I said, I don't know too much. I'm from California, so I really don't know too much how it goes down in other states. But I mean, like, was it like when you first got out there, was it like gang involved, or was it like just you rocking out there trying to figure out how to hustle? Or I mean, what's popping?
Okay, I'm all right. Yeah, there was gangs all around. Got these little freaking things popping up. There's gangs all over the place. But you know, the dudes I was chilling around was predominantly black dudes, you know, and I knew that the whole gang scene wasn't really for white guys, you know what I mean? But I was still down with them, and I'll chill with them on a regular basis. That was towards when my crime sprees and everything really cranked it up a notch. But let's break it down a little before. You know, I was athletic. You know, I played baseball in high school, wrestled. You know, graduated from high school, believe it or not. Went to prison a couple weeks later, but I still graduated.
Right.
You know, I was a good kid, man, growing up. And it wasn't until I'd say about 13 years old when I started messing around with weed, getting older, wanting more things, to be more popular, I guess, the best clothes, you know, the best bike, whatever the case was. So I went out and started stealing shit, man. Started breaking into cars. That was my first little gig, was breaking into cars, breaking into lockers at high school. While everyone's at gym, I'm robbing everyone blind, because I moved from I guess you could say the hood, which was
right.
Indian River area, to an area called Great Bridge or Hickory, and this was a whole different ball game because all the kids out here actually had money. You know,
Right.
all the kids I was chilling with, we were all poor and broke.
Everybody
So
was broke. Right.
yeah, you know, we were doing a thing and it didn't really matter. But when we went over here, all these guys had nice cars, nice bikes, nice clothes, and you know, it's like I wanted it, man. You know, I wanted to keep up with that whole scene. But the people in general weren't really the type of dudes that I really chilled with. But I grew to find you know, a group that I liked more than others. You know, and you know, video games, all that stuff. Believe it or not, I'm a big gamer. That's where my name Death comes from. And I started an account, Death I Bring. People think I'm probably a killer out here. You know what I mean? I mean, I got close to it, but I ain't take no lives. So,
right, you killing stuff on Call of Duty.
Yeah, so anybody who don't know, that's where my name derived from. Before I started my YouTube channel, it was Death I Bring. And that was my gamer tag, doing nothing but gaming on YouTube. And that was it. So it kind of just followed me. But anyways, yeah, man, high school, that's where everything started developing, was the weed thing. Really, people, you know, get into hard drugs and they start stealing for them and stuff like that, you know, to provide money to get more drugs. Well, I was the same way, but it was never for hard drugs. I was never really addicted to hard drugs. But that damn Mary Jane, boy. I had to have it every day as soon as I woke up, man. I had to have it.
You wake up, put it in the ashtray before you go to sleep.
Oh my God, man. I was doing that. I'll never forget. I was probably about 14 years old, somewhere around there. You know, I hit it a couple of times before then, but really full-fledged wasn't until I was about 9th grade in high school, I'd say. And I mean, it was just a downward spiral. I just lived for weed and everything. My love for sports and everything was like, you know, I just want to roll some fun.
So all your hustling and your breaking and entering, all that stuff was to pay for your weed habit.
That's it, man. Just to pay for weed and get kegs, to go to parties at college parties and shit like that, just to keep up, man. Pay people money to give me rides everywhere because I didn't have a car. I didn't have a license. So I was just keeping up with the, you know, the party scene, man. That was it, you know. And then, you know, I talk a lot about in my channel influences, man. Influences all across the world, you know what I mean? Music, movies, the people you're around. You're influenced by everything that you wear, everything that you put on every day that you like. It was influenced to you by something else at one point. That's how I look at it.
I agree.
You know, the what appealed to me was the group of individuals that I hung out with in the beginning. And you know, we were kids. Yeah. You know, when we were kids, we were wearing Fila's and Boss jeans and stuff like that. So that was what I knew, you know, and I knew what came after when you grew up, the hustling side. So I kind of just took it with me. And the music, I loved the rap game. I loved all the stuff that was influencing me, you know, and I was like, I want that. Right. And that's what just led me down a deeper and darker path. I would say influences, what I just really liked, you know, in general. And, you know, I met a certain group of individuals, started chilling in hoods where you ain't gonna see no white dudes. You ain't ever.
Only white dude.
Huh?
So you were the only white dude.
If it wasn't me, then it was a dope dealer. You know, there were some dope dealers every now and then that would come do their connects and whatever, you know. But you and then any white dude walking in other than that would be a pluck. So if you're driving in the hood, and it happened to me numerous times, I'd get pulled over. They think I'm a pluck or they think I'm a dealer, either or. And this was in high school when I finally got a car and stuff like that. But so I started chilling there, you know, seeing people break down crack, you know, 7, 8 softball sizes balls of crack. You know what I mean? And I didn't even know really what this shit was at the time, not knowing that that's thousands upon thousands of dollars that they got around me. You know what I mean? I started chilling in these damn, I guess you'd call them, you know, trap houses, stuff like that. And I just really got close to one of my homeboys. I'm not going to say his name because I don't like to say names. You know how it is. But I got really close to this dude. He was a killer, man.
Yeah.
He was a killer. Never forget him, man. He taught me a lot. I looked up to him, you know, and in this trap house, man, I would stay night at my homeboys' houses that were in good, nice neighborhoods sometimes, and I would go to sleep and probably wake up shivering. I'll go to sleep in his trap house, and his mama, that's addicted to crack, would put a blanket on me while I'm sleeping. I'm like, Jesus, there's animosity and guns and shit everywhere and violence,
But
but
she
I'm
makes you warm.
getting this love that I've never seen before from a stranger, a crackhead at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it was just all piecing together. And, my mind got so corrupted to the point where I said, you know what, my whole gangster theme and my notoriety, I guess you could call it, ain't complete until I go to the penitentiary. You know what I mean? And that was like the pinnacle.
This thought process.
Say what?
So you were having this thought process as a teen.
No, as myself, I was just.
So that's what I'm saying. As a teenager.
As a teenager, I mean, shit, I'm listening to Tupac. Hail Mary is one of my favorite songs, man. I was just constantly hearing songs about penitentiary and all this. I'm like, man, that's the only thing I'm missing. Now I've done put in my work. I'm not going to go into depth on it, but I've done put in some vicious ass work as a teenager, crazy as hell. And I was like, man, I can't really lock it in. In my mind, I was like, I'm not going to prison. I didn't want to go to prison, but in my mind, I was like, I'm not really complete until I go. The whole G, I guess you could call it. Yeah, it's crazy, man, the way I was thinking, man. So, one thing or another led to a party or something at my house. Some guys jumped out of the car over a girl. I didn't know who the car was. I went to the car. They got out. A bunch of beer cans fell out. And oh shit, I know this is about to happen. This is at my other house, where in the Great Bridge Hickory area.
Okay.
And is at my parents. I'm still living with my parents. I was 17 at the time. I'm about to just graduate high school. And I was carrying guns and all that. Didn't have no gun on me. I was just walking out my front porch to see what's going on with these people, pulling up, whatever. And it surrounded me to jump me, man. 3 dudes got out, surrounded to jump me. And it just went from there. I knew I was gonna get jumped, so I wasn't gonna go down like that. And I didn't have no gun nowhere near me. I don't even know if I had one at the house at the time. Because my parents, man, they used to pat me down and shit when I walked in the house. Like the damn. I'll never forget the one time they found it and I had a girl with me, man. They took my gun from me. It was crazy as hell. I think that was the first time they called me the devil.
Right.
But anyways, so I end up stabbing one of the dudes swings on me, man. He swings on me, I duck it, and I had a knife behind my back. He didn't know what it was. I didn't want no. I was just trying to bluff him, like, yo, I ain't trying to do nothing. I got something. You don't know what it is. That's what I was thinking. So he swings at me, and I whip around, man. I went to I duck it, bear hug him, and I stab him in the back. And it was a big ass knife, man. I ain't gonna lie. It was like it was a gift actually from my uncle. And it was a big ass damn knife. So, long story short, I stabbed him, man, and he went to the hospital. They told the police came, and that's how I went to penitentiary, man. I'd never in a million years thought I'd go for that. I thought I'd go for breaking and entering or armed robbery or something like that, because that's what I was doing more than anything. Never years thought I'd go for stabbing someone,
Right. So you get charged. I'm assuming they charged you with attempted murder or assault.
They charged me with like whatever highest degree of assault was.
Oh, okay.
And then later on, they dropped it down to unlawful wounding, which means I guess I had the right to defend myself, but I used too much force.
Okay.
So it went from a max of 20-something years to 5. That was the max that unlawful wounding gives you. You can get 5.
So you took it to trial?
Oh, yeah, I took a trial. Man, I was charged with abduction, too. They said I kidnapped him at gunpoint at a stoplight, pulled 2 or 3 people out the freaking car by their hair. I mean, they said all kinds of stuff, man. Just straight fabrications, man. Like, why it's so scary, ladies and gentlemen. Your ass could get hemmed up over everything false. And I was facing more time for abductions with a firearm than I was for anything else. I mean, that shit carries like 50 years. That's why I got 25 to 50 tatted on me. I was faced with the abductions, and I beat them. I beat them. They screwed up in court. Their testimony's all messed up. I beat that shit, but they did find me guilty for the unlawful wounding and a couple other just miscellaneous bullshit that I had going on before then.
So,
And
so before this, had you ever been to jail or juvenile or any of that type of stuff?
yeah, I went to juvie. Went through about 3 scared straights. You know, I done tasted the state trade. You know.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'm not going to speak for you, but for me, that transition wasn't that big of a deal. I had already been locked up. Being locked up again wasn't even a big deal. However, it's probably different over there where you at. So what was it like you first hitting? Do you guys have reception centers or like, you know what I mean, after you're convicted, then what was the next process for you?
Well, first let me say this, man. Juvenile was hell on earth. It was hell on earth.
Oh, all right.
Compared to jail, prison was probably a little worse than juvie. But you know, in juvie they don't give you no phone. You can't watch TV. You can't order canteen. So it was hell. You know, get to jail. I was like, damn, we can use the phone all day. We got the TV. We got canteen. I said, I can do this. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I remember that. I didn't think about it like that, but I do remember juvenile hall being worse as far as the amenities.
Amenities, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, of course, you got, you know, in a couple stabbings with a pencil if you're crazy enough. But other than that, man, and it wasn't the type of juvenile where you sit there to, like some places, you'll sit there till you're 25. It wasn't like that. Like when you're 18, you're going to jail. You know.
Oh, okay.
Well, sometimes 17, you're going to jail.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the transition, man, jail, it was a little tough at first, man. You know, because I was scrawny ass, you know, white dude going in. Well, back then, and still, I got a little blend to me, a little mocha latte. So people didn't. I don't know. I would just chalk it up to luck, man. You know, because I went in there, definitely looking like I could be dusted off by 90% of the people on the block. You know.
Right.
Yes, it was just me talking to people, and he said, "You know what? This dude's down to earth. He's been you could tell he's been somewhere. He's been around." And that's what it was, man. I started getting into the inner workings of jail, learning about all the gangs surrounding me and all that. I already knew a little bit about gangs and stuff, but you know, when you get locked up, you see different sides to different gangs and all that stuff. You just see more of it too.
It's all condensed into one little area.
Yeah, man. And then you have, believe it or not, you know, people can hide their gang politics and all that, you know, their history, knowledge and stuff. But being in a cell with so many, I've learned a lot just by sitting around them. You know what I mean? Yeah, just watching and peep the whole scene and whatever's going on around me.
Right.
You know, that's how I was. I just was watching, I was learning, and I was adapting to my environment like I did throughout life, man. And it just fell in place. You know, I got in some fights. First fight I got into in jail was behind a brownie. I owed someone a damn brownie. He left the block. Maybe your viewers could tell me if I was in the right or wrong, but he left the block and he says, "Pay my brownie to him." I said, "Nah." I told the dude, I said, "No." You know, some people say, "Yeah, you should have paid it." You know, but in my eyes, I'm like, I didn't gamble that guy. He has nothing to do with me. Charge it to the game. That's why that's exactly why I said to him, charge it to the game, dude. You ain't getting it from me, man. Get it how you want to. You know, I popped on my little Jackie Chan shoes, and I didn't know if I was a winner. Dude walked to my cell and grabbed the brownie. Took it right out my box, man. So
he came in your cell.
Yeah, I was outside. It was a little 10-man cell. So, and or it was a 20. It was a bunk bed in each cell. And he walked. I was out in a little boulevard. He walked in, grabbed it. I was waiting for him to come out. I popped him 3 times, not even with 2 hands, just pop, 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 right in the nose. Dude starts leaking. I'm thinking it's over. And he still wanted some more. I didn't really want to get blood on me, man, because dude was a little suspect. He got me in a headlock, about broke my damn jaw. I reached up, grabbed a damn cornrow. He had raspy ass cornrows in his head. and I ripped out one of his cornrows, and my homeboy came and broke it up, you know, and that was my first fight in jail, man. It was pretty damn bloody, believe it or not. That broke nose leaked, and the next morning, I'll never forget it. I was playing poker, waiting for the dude to come out, not knowing if he was gonna do something. But he didn't do nothing. It turned out to be all right. But dude had two raccoon.
Raccoon.
I was like, yeah. I was like, I did that shit, dog. Yeah,
That's me. That's me right there.
yeah. You know, I was saying that to myself. I was being humble about it.
Yeah, of course. You got to be.
And yeah, man, that was my first fight. But honestly, man, throughout 8 years in and out of the system, going to prison 2 times, I didn't get in too much fights, man. It was
that was a county jail fight though, right? Or that was a prison fight?
I was in a city jail, man, called Teaneck City Jail.
Okay. So you pretty much stayed under the radar. Although I noticed one thing that I'm already catching. I think I don't know if I'm catching it now or if I caught it from watching your channel as well. But you like to gamble in prison.
Oh yeah. Then I learned to gamble in jail.
Yeah.
Started playing casino, and then spades. And I just love spades, man. I fell in love with it. I still love it to this day. I wish I could find a place to play it, but spades, and then went to pinochle, and then when I got to prison.
Pinochle too? Okay.
Yeah.
I ain't played pinochle since I've been home. I used to enjoy that.
Yeah, man.
But there's not a lot of people that can play it though.
Yeah, there's a lot of cards in your hand too, man. So people get a little intimidated by that. But it wasn't until prison where I learned the poker game, man. And that's, over here, gambling is what we do, man. It's like, it's everything we do. We're gambling with anyone and everyone, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, whatever, it don't matter.
So in prison, you can cohort with convert. I mean, you can hang out and do stuff with other races over there.
In every prison, every jail,
okay,
you be able to intermingle with people. There ain't gonna be no rules or lines.
What about what about selling? Do you guys sell? You guys can sell with whoever you want.
I mean, no. Some places you can pick, or just walk up in the block and pick whichever one that's open. That's yours.
Oh, okay.
For the most part, they're assigned, and they don't assign you white dude to white dude. They don't.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Okay.
They'll throw you in there with any ethnicity, and that's what it is. I really don't think they have any kind of like
racial politics.
Not only I'm talking about in any way, shape, or form, gangs or anything like. Of course, there's some with the gang thing. If they are like registered or whatever, they know that they probably won't mix them in certain jails or like Norfolk City Jail. They won't do that kind of stuff, but. Some prisons, man, they'll throw you in there with a rival gang member or something like that. They won't know until 3 weeks later, what they're doing. So
when they're taking you to medical.
Yeah, either that or they just happen to be getting along at that time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Believe it or not, there's a lot of peace in there, man. When it came to the gang thing.
Yeah.
The squabbles and the stabbings, man, tend to be from a lot of other different things. Like I've seen a lot of.
Is there a lot of like violence in those prison systems out there?
Oh yeah, the prison I was in, I seen plenty of violence, man, and that's why I was about to say a lot of it, man, was, believe it or not, was behind
gambling.
It was what'd you say?
Gambling.
No, that was one of them. But about relationships, love triangles.
Oh, like with gays?
Yeah.
Oh crap. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there will be guys out there, man, that will seriously kill for their wife, I guess you could call them, but it's really a man in prison, and they will kill for him.
So, do you guys have levels out there?
Yeah, it goes up to I think level 6 is like considered red onion.
Okay, so are there gays on level 6?
I ain't been there.
Oh.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure there is. I mean,
no, like here, not to cut you off, excuse me, but over here, level 4, like real active yards, there's really not no gays walking around on those yards.
Yeah. Well, I started off. That's where I was at. I was at a 3-4. It was called Greenville, And that's pretty much, that's where all the action starts. You know what I mean? Anything after that, I like to call them one of the most dangerous ones because they have all the killers, they have all the rapists, they have all the gang members, but
Okay.
they're not on no damn 23-1. They are actually out roaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay.
so they're typically like the killers that probably just drop their time a little bit. They've been good for about 5 years, so they put them into level 4 facility.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, that's where I saw.
So your level 4 facility is like our level 3 facility, basically.
I mean, what aspect? What do you mean?
Well,
Like,
I'm just saying, like the people that were being good and they drop their points and they go down to. Yeah, because here, if you being good, that's when you go down to level 3. If you stay at level 4, here's the high. 4 is the highest you're going out here. You're not.
Oh yeah. Let's say you stab someone and kill them. You're gonna be going to a 5 or a red onion or something like that. Now, if you don't stab someone for 5-10 years,
Yeah.
you'll go down to a 4, which is like the place I was at.
Okay. That makes better sense. Yeah, okay.
All violent offenders go to a level 3 or 4. If you got over 10 years, you're going to level 3 and up.
Okay.
Level 1 and 2 is all dorms. Everything else pretty much is straight cell living, 2-man cells. That's what I knew the majority of my time doing was a 2-man cell. Let me see. As far as like the violence though,
Yeah.
the violence, man, it was more along the line of man by man situation. It wasn't, hey, you got to go stab him. Now, don't get it wrong, there was plenty of that,
Right.
But it wasn't the majority of it. The majority of it was singular squabbles with people.
Oh, okay. Personal issues.
Yeah, they were the ones that chose to do what they wanted to do. You know what I mean? It was never really pushed upon someone. Let's say a gang was like, hey, you need to go handle, put in some work. Chances are it wasn't stab them to death. You know what I mean? It was, hey, beat the shit out of them, and it just, that's what it is, man. If you were getting stabbed to death or something like that, it was, believe it or not, over. You wouldn't even think the guy was the one that would be the one stabbing people to death. He'd be the guy that would hand you a shirt off his back, and next thing you know, he's walking out the cell covered in blood because he's did 30 years, and someone said something crazy. You know how it goes, man.
Oh yeah.
And but yeah, that's how it is, man. It wasn't too much when it came to gangs and stuff like that. It wasn't too much structure. It wasn't too much politics. I mean, that's what it was. There was guys that would come in, and it would be kind of, gangs would be all over the place, and a certain guy would come in the block, and he'll just structure the whole thing up. They would be completely structured, sitting on the block, posted up. And that's it. They're straight militant all of a sudden. I would chill with guys every day, kicking it, laughing our ass off, smoking J's. Next day, a guy comes in the block, they're buttoned all the way up. You ain't even talking to him no more. I'm like, damn, bro, what's up, man? How you doing? He's like,
so it seems like it, like basically this is the type of prison system, or at least the place where they sent you, where basically if you're doing you can pretty much make it through there unscathed. Pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, man, people prey on what they see or looks like it's weak. And that's how it is, man. Even if, if you ain't got someone behind your back, even if you do, unless it's a gang or something, like a well-known gang, that might save you a little bit. But as far as, hey, you hang out with a group of dudes, they don't care because they know those group of dudes are gonna fold as soon as they see you get dish ragged. They're gonna fold. They ain't gonna stand up for you. And I say this a lot on my channel. It ain't to downgrade any ethnicity. I'm just speaking the brutal truth. White dudes will have an extremely hard time in jails and prisons I've been to. They are the first ones to get taken advantage of, point blank. They are gonna be, as far as the, let's say, white supremacy gangs and stuff like that, they ain't got no say-so at all. None. It's Bloods, Crips, GDs, folks. That's it, man. Latin King. Excuse me, all my kings out there. But yeah, man, as far as like Aryan Nation or all these other white gangs, if they are grouped up, it's probably at most 6 of them. And if anything would pop off, they ain't gonna have they don't have no say so in nothing that goes on in the yard. At least any of the establishments I've seen. I've been in at least 6 different prisons. And I'm not saying that they're weak. I'm just saying that's how it is. You know,
different places. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it, man. And it's pretty much just like how over there on the West Coast, you know, somewhere down the line, something happened to where the structure was formed.
Yeah.
The border lines were there. Don't cross this line, or else all of us are gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Over here, it just hasn't happened yet, or it won't never happen yet. There hasn't been that white leader, I guess you could say, to say, group up, let's all have heart, let's all stand up for each other. That's all I'm thinking that it could be. It just ain't had the right movement, I guess.
They're not under the umbrella yet.
Yeah, they're just everywhere, man. And you know,
and that's the case. And it really is saying it like that. They're not under the wrong umbrella. I should really rephrase it and say it like that, because over here, as you know, over here they predominantly controlled by one big umbrella. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, it is how it is. You know, I'm not a part of that, so I'm not gonna speak on that. But
I know, I mean, they got connections all the way out here. Trust me, man. It's just anyone that's done time in Virginia can tell you that I'm not lying to you, man. I'm not trying to, you know, I'm white too. You know, that's who the victims were, man, and they didn't stand up. They just weren't.
I mean, it's just like from what I've heard from LA County, it's rough for white guys in LA County as well. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's just a numbers game, man. If they had a predominant amount of numbers, they would win too.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
That's all it is, man.
Yeah.
Even if they weren't structured, if they had the numbers, they don't even need heart, because there's so many people bum rushing someone. I mean, you don't need heart. Y'all are all gonna take it over. I mean, the majority of the time, you know.
Yeah. So so do these prisons, like the ones you've been into, do they have, like, I don't want to say rehabilitative programs, because I don't believe in that. I believe we have to rehabilitate ourselves. So I
agree 100%.
I don't credit that to any prison system. But do they out there, do they allow any kind of programs that you can take, that you can use to your benefit?
I mean,
educational, any type of stuff like that.
They got good jobs in some places, like you'll build furniture, learn how to build furniture for colleges and stuff like that. But as far as, I guess, what you said, there ain't shit, man. You know, maybe in a level 1 that I haven't seen before, or in some level 2. I have been in a level 2. It was called a re-entry program, and they pushed me down to a level 2 after I got to a certain age. My level dropped.
Right.
And St. Bride's is what it was called. They had good schooling techniques, like they would teach you how to write a check. I graduated high school. I learned how to do all this shit already. You're teaching elementary school stuff pretty much. So it helps people that get their GED. That's about it. You know what I mean?
It's horrible. And that's part of the biggest problem about it's the same thing out here. Like, if you're not being good, and you're not being a perfect citizen, and if you're not in here for drug use or some small crime like that, you're not getting access to none of those good programs, you know. But
there might be some good ones. I just haven't seen them. You know, I was a violent offender, so I didn't even search for them, because I knew I wasn't going to be allowed to take them, you know.
And that's one of the biggest problems I had. Every time, I always had a violent exclusion. Like, okay, you're violent, so you got to stay over there behind walls. I can never be behind I was not clear to go. I couldn't go below a point level where there was gates instead of walls. I had to stay at least walls. But, you know,
it's like that even on the streets. It's like that on the streets. They'll give you all this stuff to do for people that ain't violent offenders.
Right.
If you're a violent offender, there's a lot of stuff, man, that you cannot do out here in the streets that are helping convicts and stuff like that. Like, all these people you're seeing being released from prison magically out of nowhere. I haven't even done my research, but I can guarantee you way more than half of them none of them pretty much are violent. None of them. You know what I mean?
Well, okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know about out there, but like I've had like 5 friends in the last year and a half released, and they had life sentences, and they got off. They all did 25 years or more, but they all had murder cases. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I guess it varies, man, from case to case, and
it's because the laws are changing. That's all is out here.
Yeah, I'm talking about like, have you seen these mass? Like, I think it was like last week they just released 500 inmates. I think it was enough. Yeah, and I don't think the majority of them are not violent. You know what I mean? And if they are violent, it would probably have been they read the case file and was like, oh, this guy definitely shouldn't have even been in prison for this. This was self-defense type shit, you know?
Yeah.
So it goes case by case, you know?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, they're not mass releasing no whole bunch of real violent offenders. That's not good. In order to be out here, in order to be a violent offender and get out, you got to go do 25 years, and at least 15 of that better be without a scratch, without a nothing. You know?
Yeah.
And
that's damn near impossible.
Yeah, then we might let you out. Like I had one interview with a guy who did his whole time. I don't think he had one fight in 25 years in prison. You know what I mean? And that's why they let him out. I was like, me being how I did mine, you did an interview with me. I didn't even understand that. I'm like, how did you do 25 years without getting in one fight? And you were on a line. And then I found out the line he was on. I'm like, oh yeah, I know about that yard. You know what I mean? It's a cool yard. It ain't a bad yard, but I would have never been able to be on that yard.
Yeah.
But okay, so you did your time. You come home. Obviously, everybody knows, and those who don't know, go watch Lockdown 23-1. Of course, Josh got a great channel over there. He's one of the first big people that did an interview with me. Made my shit blow up. But what else you got going on? Because I know you got some other stuff going on, man.
Well, this is my routine. I got a routine just like I had in prison, man. You know, it's every day. That's why a lot of people text me, "Hey, what are you doing today?" Same shit I did yesterday, and that's one thing that kind of came along with me with prison structure of time and procedure, I guess. Damn, hang on a second. Oh, I'm having some heartburn.
That's the Coca-Cola. That's that soda.
It's crazy. It's hurting a little bit. I don't want to have no heart attack on your video, man.
Go viral.
I
don't want you to either, but Def just died on live.
That would bring some views. So I wake up in the morning. I work for my father. My father owns an art business that he's been doing for years and years, but was struggling, and finally it blew up. And I guess you call hit the algorithm on the online factor, and that was one blessing in itself when I got out of prison. I was working at a sub shop for years, and then my dad's stuff blew up, and I started working for him. So I worked early, got off early. I would wake up like 6 and get off around 11:30, noon. I had a lot of free time on my hands, man. So I started doing YouTube too. Someone introduced me to the YouTube thing, and that's where that began. I was standoffish about it a little bit. I was like, how the hell am I, and then I was like, I'll just show them how to make a prison burrito or a prison tattoo machine and show them the right way to do it. Because I've seen some guys doing it. They didn't really do it a legit way,
I've seen a couple of spreads I didn't like.
Yeah, and some people look at my stuff like that too, but so that's where the YouTube thing came in. And then I was always a gamer. I mean, shit, even in prison, I was dreaming about getting home and seeing that pretty new PS4 I ain't seen yet, So that's always been something that's been a constant in my life is artwork, sports, and gaming, and then drugs kind of threw all that shit off whack, So then it turned into weed, and weed was a part of this whole scenario. Anyway, so, I wake up in the morning, work for my father, do my YouTube thing, interviews and stuff. I try to get it done early, but you know how that goes. Edit them, drop a video a day, and then I'll do my Twitch, which is Death I Bring 757. If anybody wants to follow me over there on Twitch, I game every day, sometimes twice a day. And then after that, I do more interviews.
Is Twitch a gaming site?
Yeah, it's a gaming platform.
Okay.
And I'm not in there to make money. I don't have that many viewers over there. I just do it because that's what I do. I'm a gamer, you know.
Okay.
And then, you know, I got my own artwork business that I do on the side. I do Jackson Pollock inspired paints. A lot of people think it's like a bunch of just chicken scratch bullshit, but it means something to me, and it looked like something to me, and that's how it is, you know. And I do other artwork, surf art, and that's about it. And the rest of the day, I'd say I really do work a 9 to 5, even though people might not think it. Sometimes it's like a 9 to 7. You know, if it's all day, every day.
Right.
I'd say around you know, 5 or 6 o'clock. That's when I shut everything down. Try to, and I just chill with the family, man. You know, and that's it. Make sure everything's good at home, and try to take trips and relax best we can in nature and all that good stuff, man. That's my life every day.
I'll say this, man. First of all, I wish you continued success, brother, all the time. Yeah, you doing your shit. I appreciate you for coming on my channel and blessing me with a actual interview. Like you said, not too many people are interviewing you.
Yeah.
So why not me, right? So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end it, man. If you want to send any shout outs or anything like that, man, go ahead and do it now, and then I'll send mine.
You know, I speak about this a lot, and you know, I do have a gift of gab, man. I've learned how to talk from the streets and prison and all that stuff. But if I were to chalk a few things up, one thing up mainly to my survival in prison, man, my Lord above protected me, dog, because I was in some fucked up situations. I hate to cuss on your channel. I was in some crazy situations where I could have died, man. And when I was in the mix, man, I believe that it's the only thing to save me and got me through that without any adding time to my sins was my good Lord above, man, Jesus Christ. So that's the only shout out I want to give. Of course, anyone wants to check out my channel, Lockdown 23-1, and gaming on Twitch, Death I Bring 757, man. But I appreciate you having me on, man. You know, I love it.
But there you guys have it, man. Lockdown 23-1, Josh, aka Death I Bring, man. Grace me with an interview. If you guys want to see more of this dope ass content, you know what to do, man. I'm out.
Real nigga type. I knew it was gonna be a problem, but on my daughter, I never let the nigga say.